Hey guys, so we're at an estate sale today that we've never been to these estate sellers. It's Maple Leaf Estate Sellers. And actually this video is broken into 2 days. Laura went the first day and then got to go back with her on Saturday. This was a doctor's house. It was a beautiful home and a beautiful setting. The actual asking price of the house was $889,000. Of course, everybody knows how high asking prices have gone.
And guys, just take a look at this beautiful stained glass. I was obsessed with the beautiful stained glass in this house.
It really was gorgeous, and as you walked up the front of the house, you could really see it from the outside. So this cabinet was absolutely gorgeous. It was huge, though. I don't know where a man would keep it. It was so pretty, though. They were asking just a little over $2,000 for it, but it was definitely old. I know it's kind of hard to see, but these Fritz and Floyd candle holders were really pretty. And beside them, you'll see in just a minute, there was what I would consider a mid-century modern glass piece of I'll just say it, a naked lady. And in the light, in the hue, to me, it looked pink. And I thought, well, I want this piece. And I actually carried it around for some time before I realized it was clear glass, and I decided to put it back. But it was pretty, and those Fritz and Floyd candle holders were very nice as well.
So when I came across this It's a Small World record, I thought for sure this was going to be worth quite a bit of money. But when I looked it up, comps only had it about $18, which it was priced at, so I left it behind. But I love It's the Small World, and that takes me back to my childhood.
But when we did come back on Saturday, I collect albums. I just love the old sound. I did get a James Taylor album in perfect condition for, the asking price was $4, and this was 50% off day, so I got it for $2, and I felt like that was a great deal. Of course, he's one of my favorite songwriters, storytellers of his time, and I'll be keeping it for myself.
So I was looking at this and trying to figure out what it was, and then Michael let me know.
It's a trumpet mouthpiece, an actually really nice trumpet mouthpiece. I'm a trombonist, but I do love the trumpet, and I knew exactly what it was. So the doctor was obviously into photography and had a really nice collection of old cameras, lenses, just a lot of really neat stuff if you're a collector of the older cameras and editing stuff. We thought it was just really neat to look through.
So I seem to always be drawn to these paperweights. Although I've never purchased one at any of these estate sales, I just can't help but to look at them. They're just so pretty. And this lamp was absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what it was about it. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool.
This Tom and Jerry cartoon film reel was really nice. I would have loved to have seen it on an old projector. And this old movie maker in the back was nice as well. I would have liked to have seen what it did. I'm definitely going to look more into the old film equipment and maybe be able to pick up some of these old reels and watch them. I guess I'm drawn, well, Laura and I both are drawn to the older things anymore, like the old albums. And, I think that's the old film we could get into. And now that they're older TV shows, well, not really older, but based around older things, it's gotten really popular. But now this piece right here was neat because, like we said, the guy who owned this house was a doctor, and this is astronaut Story Musgrave. He was also a doctor, and he worked on the Skylab program in 1973 and was the backup pilot for Skylab 2. It would have been amazing to have met him. And he worked on everything from the space shuttle to the design and development of spacesuits, life support systems, airlocks. He was quite involved from the early 70s into the early 80s.
Okay guys, so you see the skeleton in the background? I'll show you a better picture in a minute. But I wanted to get this to stick in Michael's passenger seat and just kind of scare him a little for Halloween. I thought it'd be funny, but I never thought he'd be $95, so I kind of left him behind at the sale. But I still think it would have been neat to fasten him in the front seat, so as he's going to work, he'd see his new little co-pilot.
So Laura was really drawn to the coconut Viking. Actually, I don't know why we didn't get it. He would have made a great little mascot for our channel.
However, guys, I did pick up the little tape measure. I needed one small, and this is definitely a must when you start going to estate sales and stuff, to have something to measure anything that you find to know the size of stuff.
Yeah, especially the bowls. You want to measure, in the jadeite bowls, like the set that she got, the swirl bowls the other day. The only piece that's missing is the 5-inch bowl, which is the rarest. And so it really helps to have a tape measure. So I don't know if you guys just noticed, but Laura just picked up a Notary Republic stamp. I don't know if you can, I guess you can sell them, but I don't know if there's some kind of legality there. If you had your own Notary Republic or Notary Public stamp or sticker, I guess you could get in some trouble with that.
I guess that's something they should have just tossed.
Maybe.
However, I did pick up this Pelican little waterproof case. I figured it'd be great for my camera equipment, so I went ahead and grabbed that for $2.
For $4, this is. And you got to brush this around,
Yeah.
put your food in there.
That'll be a good idea, I think.
So in our opinion, one of the best kitchen knife sets around is Hinkle, but these knives had some wear on them and they were never properly
Sharpened right, yeah. But sometimes, you can find really good deals on them and pick them up for a good price, but those were just a little too damaged for us.
Yeah, they'd gotten their years of use for sure. And they had a Christmas tree up in the house. And we had to question whether it had just been left up all the time. It was Christmas in July, or the estate sellers had decided to put it up for display. One of the things we did notice about the doctor is he looked like he went all out for the holidays, Halloween, especially Halloween and Christmas. There were a lot of decorations. That picture on the mantle had a gorgeous frame, and the picture itself was really nice. But I will say everything on that mantle was really priced high. And here's another example of stained glass that he had.
Boy, did he have such a nice collection. I probably didn't show you in this video the kitchen door, but again, it was stained glass and just absolutely beautiful.
Now, going up the stairs here, this is kind of neat. I remember this from TV shows, and I'd never really seen one up close that I can recall, but it was one of the electric stair climbers for folks who can't climb the stairs anymore, and I thought that was neat.
So do you guys remember the Garbage Pail Kids? I used to collect those, and I just thought this was so cool and so neat.
Yeah, they were a spoof on the Cabbage Patch Kids, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, and it just, I don't know, I just love it.
I think my mom was...
Oh, my mom hated them.
Yeah, so did mine, because some of them were kind of just, I don't know.
Gross and disgusting,
Yeah.
but yeah, what moms loved them, but the kids did.
You're right. So Laura just picked up these little metal plaques that you can collect if you're a hiker. And the doctor seemed to be a hobbyist for sure. He had his film and photography equipment, and you'll see in just a minute a backpack where he's got patches of all the places that he hiked, and he's got his walking sticks with the plaques on it. I would have loved to have known this guy. He just seemed so neat. That's something about getting to go into these sales. Sometimes you don't get a feel of who the person was, surprisingly. And then for this one, for sure, I could just feel him all through the house. Couldn't you, hon?
Oh, definitely. I bet he was a really neat guy. And I still hope he's around. I don't know. Some people just move, but, it's just, that's the sad part about going to estate sales. You don't know if somebody just died. You don't know if just somebody had to move or they just got sick.
Yeah, I had to go into an ALF, but this was nice to get to share who he was a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And he would have probably been a neat guy to have some conversations with, for sure. So I don't know if some of these toys actually belonged to the doctor when he was a child, but man, did he have some neat little toys.
And those pieces that you just saw in the background, they were called buildings. They were actually considered clowns, and they stacked on each other. They're from the 1950s. I would have thought that they would have been worth quite a bit, but they only comp out at about $20. So I'm sure some of you are familiar with the Netflix show Stranger Things. If you're not, It's kind of a spoof on the 80s. It's kind of a thriller show, but it's really brought some of the things from the 80s back, like the Walkmans, and they've become really popular. You can see this Walkman had the back off of it, but they've really gone up in price. So we kind of look for those sort of things as we're out now.
So the Chanel number 5 was a good deal for $45, but I just didn't want to spend it on this day. So I decided to wait and come back on the last day to see if it would be 50% off.
It was gone when we got there on Saturday. Somebody got a good deal on that.
So I forgot about this little bowl. This was a made in Italy bowl, and it was just really unique and different. So I probably should have picked that up.
This robot, it's an old trivia game. It's really nice. They comp out about $100 to $120, and it's also an 8-track player. That was just something you don't see. That's the first one I had ever seen. So he had some neat stuff. Now this mermaid.
Oh gosh, it was gorgeous. It was so heavy too. But I didn't get it. I decided I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I left it behind.
Yeah, solid brass pieces like that are nice, but Laura's right. Sometimes what do you do with them? Probably could have been good for resale.
But it would have been heavy because it was just awfully heavy. The shipping on it would be so high.
And that's something you got to think about if you're a reseller. If you're selling locally or you're selling in a booth at a local antique store, those kind of pieces are great. But if you're shipping like we do most of our things, you've got to think about how you're going to ship it and what the cost of shipping is going to be. Now, this old refrigerator, I don't really know what else to call it. I mean, icebox is what it is, was really neat. And Laura questioned whether it had been in the family.
It just looked like it had to have been something that belonged in his family for a long time. And they were asking $450, and it was in good shape.
Yeah, and it may have been something he picked up, but it was beautiful. I guess I'm telling my age, but these window candles, during Christmas time, you would see them in everybody's windows. I just think they were so pretty. You drive through the neighborhoods and everybody'd have their windows lit up. They're getting really popular now, and they're getting collectible. They're like the blow molds.
Oh, yes, definitely. If you can find stuff like that, you probably should snatch it up.
Yeah. People are, I don't know, they're wanting the old style again, which, of course, we love.
So guys, when I saw this in the estate sale pictures, I went just for this painting. And they were asking $125 for it. And it's originally signed by the artist, but it comps for about $500. And it was already kind of late in the day, and I thought I'd take a chance to see if it would actually be there in the morning and pick it up for half price.
But unfortunately, it was gone. So we're really excited about this upcoming weekend. We're going to Lane Motor Museum to see 150 European cars, and we're hoping to be able to film it and bring that to you guys for our next video. Thank you guys for watching.
Bye, guys.